everything in your life make a difference. Not every action performed is purposeful, but whatever you may be doing still has the capability to make a difference in your current situation. Even the smallest of instances are able to make the biggest differences in your life. A squirrel and a pine cone, both two things that in this world can be seen as microscopic, had the ability to change my world. My Carencia, a place where I have learned to free my mind, has caused me to reflect. I believe that a Carencia is the place where you can be freed, both physically and mentally. You have one place all to yourself with no one around to interrupt you. These moments here can either be your brightest or your darkest, but it is all your choice on how you want to interpret them. In your place, you are able to leave all issues and worries and allow yourself to clear your head. Having a Carencia enables you to be with yourself in vulnerability and let your surroundings control where your mind wanders. How is something so small able to leave such a large footprint? I found myself asking this over and over again after a brief encounter with a squirrel. As Dillard said after her encounter with the weasel, I was stunned into stillness. Our eyes locked and someone threw away the key. I felt that in this particular instance, for Dillard, I could really connect from her interaction with the weasel to mine and the squirrel. As I sat in my Carencia one late afternoon, a squirrel approached the area I had been staring at for the past few minutes, with a pine cone in paws. This area had been permanently etched into my mind because I had been looking at the same place with no changes for what felt like an eternity. After staring at this creature for what felt like hours, I expected it was soon to run away. Instead, the squirrel stayed and continued to look up at me. As we had a stare-off, suddenly, seconds were turning into minutes and minutes into what felt like hours. Once the connection was broken with the squirrel, he then continued to tear up his pine cone, causing pieces of it to fly everywhere. These new pieces of pine cone changed the space I was looking at, causing it to never be the same. As I began to realize how large this world really is, I came to the understanding that even the small things in life, like that pine cone, are able to affect us if we are open to it. Through my interaction with the squirrel, I felt as though it was my only concern. I was not thinking about when he would leave or what he was doing before. All my focus and thoughts were in the present. Just as the weasel lives in necessity and we live in choice, hating necessity and dying at the last ignobly in its talons. It is displayed how the weasel has the ability to live in the now and not worry about the past or future. The squirrel does not worry about what he is doing now or how he is affecting his surroundings. The squirrel is in a mindless state, as always. In a human's life today, we are always thinking of what's next. We are unable to reach that constant state of that squirrel for more than a few minutes. Though some of my most bland moments were spent in my Carencia, it became a place of comfort. It was my place, somewhere that was all mine. My mind instantly cleared as I began my journey into my Carencia. Not all moments were enjoyed, however. There were points when I was inside clouds of mosquitoes, unable to get comfortable, or even had birds conversing with each other back and forth nonstop. This became my place over time, though, through growth. My Carencia allowed me to free my mind of worries by allowing me to take my attention off of every detail of life. I was also enabled to realize the scale of this world. The squirrel and pine cone proved the small details mean something in our lives. My attitude towards the environment became more positive due to the fact that I realized how powerful it can truly be in your life. I think I will continue to visit my Carencia throughout this semester and hope to create a new one in Baltimore.